Hello, everyone. Well, we are really zooming through the third section of the Young Family Forum. We had I think, a really great time last time, realizing just how long it is, but how much of it we already know, which is really wonderful. I wanted to get back today to this month's Tai Chi Essential, which we started last week. Distinguish empty and full. This is truly essential. If we don't fully support getting our weight on one side of our body or one leg before we move to step out, to step aside, to step forward, we move to come up, our balance will be compromised. So separating empty and full is absolutely essential to taking any steps all the time. Now, when we're walking in everyday life, we are kind of falling forward and catching ourselves. But as you know, when we're going in Tai Chi, when we're moving in Tai Chi, we are very careful about pulling our center. We talk about our Tai Chi pull over where we want to be. And then we have all this flexibility. We have lots of agility. We can go wherever we want to go. We can go here, we can go here, we can go here, because we're centered, we're fully centered. And learning when we do take a step to switch, to be able to move our body over that other foot and fill that other foot so we have one free. And to fill the other foot so we have one feet free smoothly. This is really essential. So this month, when you're practicing what you already know, right? Because there's a lot of this form you already know. So when you're practicing what is easy and your mind doesn't have to be somewhere else, what I want you to do is really keep all those other essentials present. Pretty much you have those. The head up, the good body shape with that wonderful expansion across your back, right? Remember that? And your relaxed waist. Once you have all of that, you really want to distinguish your empty and full. Move that weight over so you can take that other foot wherever you want to put it. Taking small steps and being very intentional about how you're moving and thinking about that Tai Chi pull is going to help you. Keeping that head up. This is looking great. One of the things I told you before that Grandmaster Yang Zhenduo used to say, when you have a problem, look to your feet first, look to your lower body first. And yes, often the lower body is also where you will realize that you are not aligned. You're not, as Nancy Lucero would say, stacked up like a good house, right? You wouldn't want to build a house kind of like this, right? That doesn't work. So you always want to be stacked up. So I'm going to turn on the music and we're going to practice what we know. And I know some of them are things you've just learned. So put your mind on what that is. And some of them you're like, oh, what's going on now? Because I missed that. That'll happen. But when you get to something familiar, let us concentrate as we warm up on separating empty and full. So here we go. We're going to prepare in cross hands.
A parent closing up.
Sorry. It'll be here soon.
Cross hands. Embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain.
Separate, empty, and full.
Roll back. Press. Push. Diagonal, single whip. Parting the wild horse's mane. 1. 2. 3. 4. Transition to grasping the bird's tail. Ward off. Left. Ward off. Right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Fair lady, work shuttles. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Transition to grasping the bird's tail. Ward off. Left. Ward off. Right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Cloud hands. 1. 2. 3. Single whip. Snake creeps down. Golden rooster Stands on one leg. 1, 2. Step back and repulse the monkey. 1, 2. Three. Diagonal flying. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left knee brush and push. Needle at sea bottom. Fan through the back. Turn body and white snake spits out its tongue. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Step up and grasp the bird's tail. Ward off, right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Cloud hands. 1, 2, 3. Single whip. High pat on horse.
All right. I'm stopping real quick because that is actually a high pat on horse to palm thrust. And so you starts just the same and it ends, but then it goes on. So, so it's one of those sort of moves that is conjoined to another move. So, well, how was that for folks? Did any part of your mind actually get a chance during some of those more familiar parts to think about separating empty and full? And was that making it harder or easier or what? Did you have any experience with that? Yes, Erlen.
Yeah, basically clouding the hands is probably the most distinct way to find it, because as you're moving, your foot's coming up and you're releasing this foot, and then you step in there, and then you're doing the same as you come back here. And of all the movements, I think that one's really defines
separating empty and full.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, Michael, because one of the things that I thought of doing today, it's just so cool that you did that, was instead of doing what we just did, which I knew you'd want to do, I was going to do cloud hands. So we are just completely agreed on that. It is one of the easiest ways to really think about how you are, in fact, filling one leg and emptying another, and then stepping out, and then rooting and transferring it. Yes, and getting completely over. Yes, very nice. Erlyn, how about you?
Yeah, I agree on the cloud hounds for sure. Parry, block, and punch continues to be like the bane of my existence, especially balance. When you do that, when you do the, oh, I'm sorry. Yes. When you empty step and you've got your front foot to the corner, and then you're going to get all your weight on that foot without falling over, that is a weak point. And so you really have to be mindful of when you're ready to take that step. You just fall over. So yeah.
You'll just fall over. Exactly. Another thing that I'm mindful of to this day, and sometimes you'll see it because I'll get a little tense in what I'm doing. And if I don't get tense, that's really a win for me, is when I am doing one of these, 135-degree turns, when we turn like this, we turn like this, and I just cheated when I did it. But anyway, when we turn all the way, right? We turn 135 degrees. And for me, the key to that is really shifting this weight over here. There's a little bit left there, but it really is a key for me to be able, if I only shift it halfway, I can only get this far. But if I really shift it, and then, yes, some of the weight has to come back a little as I turn, but that for me is key. So I think we all have these points in the form. Obviously, another one is when we go to kick, which we weren't really doing in that section. But whenever we go to kick, you have those moments when you just go, head up or breathe out, or, but you're just centered right there on completely full in one place. And you've got to get there. If you don't get there and you try to rush your kick, you will indeed fall over there too. So that's what it is. Well, great. I'm glad that worked for folks. We have a little more time. So I wanted to ask, in doing all of that, where were the sticky spots? I have a few ideas of where they might be, because I did watch last week's gallery view that I have. But Michael, what would you like to address?
Well,
yes.
mine's not really sticky, but in Parting Wild Horses Maine, and I forgot the name of it. I'm not feeling very well today.
I'm sorry.
Horses Maine,
or diagonal flying.
Diagonal flying. Thank you.
I have the same problem. Yes.
When
go
I
ahead.
come around, do I want my chest to go right to the corner, and then like my hand is out in front of my chest? Sometimes I get a little confused exactly where my.
Okay, so this is a good point. This is a good point. So in you want to make sure your chest will not go straight to the corner. Like it will not go straight to the corner. It will in diagonal flying. I believe, I'm going to look this up, right? Mine ends up just a little bit past square. Okay. When you're doing, it depends on what you mean when you're doing, see, I'm having the same problem. It's catching today. Wild horse parts its mane, right? So we come like this, right? And I think you're talking about at the end, right? So no, it is not, it would be too much of sort of a stretch, right? Especially with this hand being naturally here. But it's kind of like, let me put it this way. Your foot, right? Your foot is inside the corner line. You got it?
Right.
Okay. Your chest, when you go like this, for wild horse parts its mane, your chest can be square to, if you will, the wall that would be there if you were sort of pointing towards a wall. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's like, so if you go to the perpendicular and take a perpendicular, so here's your foot and here's the perpendicular to your foot. So you've gone up, and mine is pretty close to square to the direction that my foot is going. Does it make sense? So if my foot is here, it's here. If my foot were out where it's not supposed to be, it might be kind of the corner. It may not quite be that, but it's very easy to do, right? And if it feels natural, I mean, you want to give yourself the most turn, right? And that's where mine ends up. So if I do it towards, how am I going to say this? Yeah, towards the camera somehow. It feels funny, like this. There, don't I look right? I look square to you.
Correct.
If that foot were towards, yeah. So that's, I think that's what I'm going to say for now, and I'll double check that, but I believe that's where we are. Yeah. So if you try to think of the corner, that's not going to, in the other one, that's a good question. In the other one, you are going to the corner. I'm pretty much, again, square to my foot. So if my foot is to the corner, sometimes my foot is not all the way to the corner, right? This is a hard to get your foot all the way to the corner. But again, it's square to the,
Okay.
I believe so. Yes, I'll double check that. Anybody else? Things that were sticky. Okay, well, I have something I saw, and I just want to make sure you caught it over the week. Okay. Fair lady number one. You've got to remember to rotate your left hand. Some of you. All right. So we're here. I'm going to show you here first, right? So you can look, right? We're here. That hand rotates gradually. All right. Fair lady number one. So you're pushing it. So if we were doing wild horse parts its mane, it would just swing this way, right? It would just swing like this. But we're not. We're doing fair lady one. And it starts to rotate and rotates very slowly. And by the time it gets all the way around, it's palm up. Then when you come back, you know, remember it withdraws, and then the other one turns. Remember that? You've got that. But for some reason, you're turning this one. This one should be turned as you're bringing it over. That's it. That's it. That's it. So Michael, it's like this, and as you turn, it just, you know what's turning is your forearm. Gradual turn of your forearm the whole distance. Yeah. It's going to turn. Your forearm is going to turn. So you were here. Forearm turns, and your hand flattens too, so that you get rid of the, you know, kind of was like this, and now it's like this. Nice. Nice. You got it, Michael. All right, so let's or Lynn, you have a question, or you're just frustrated because you practiced it so much?
No, I do that with other shuttles too. But and I know it. And right after I do it, I go, wait a minute, supposed to do this with his hand. So are we gonna actually do it like the whole movement?
Yeah, let's do it. You just won't be able to see it. Okay. All right, from here. Fair lady works the shuttles one, shifting back. Turn, rotate that forearm, rotate. It's palm up. And bend your arm back and turn left. Remember that? And then step, palm up, and we'll finish it. Shuttle, separate, strike. So let's do it again. Let's do it like 2 more times. Shifting back, don't forget that forearm. Turn, 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 palm up. I did not fully separate empty and full. I had to rush that. All right, here we go again. Shifting back, turn, 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 by rotating that palm. And shifting back, that palm is palm up. You bent your elbow. Step, rotate the other palm. Shuttle, the arms sort of come together, cross, and finish. Yes. Oh, can't hear you. I think you just. Thanks for adjusting your voice, but.
I don't want you to have to listen to my dog whining. So when you have turned and you're up here with your hook open and your hand here, your hand is like this, like that. It's like in the brush knee, but turned towards you. Is that where it is opened up to?
So we're here. Here, let me get it closer.
Yeah.
Right? Closer, because you really want to see the hand positions. Here, right? Here. So it's across my body. Got that? But I'm towards the corner. So I'm going to get close so you can, I think, see it. Here, 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 here. It's hard because you're trying to do it while you're watching it backwards. I can't do that. Let me
it's just part of many moves that are not completely solid that need practice, as so many of them do. Yeah.
And once you start changing one thing, the other stuff starts going crazy on you. I know that feeling. Yes, I know that feeling. Anyway, it's because when we swing for parting main, right? We swing for parting main, we just swing it. But that's the first thing to remember when you start doing Fair Ladies. I'm not doing parting wild horse's mane. I'm swinging this arm, but it's going to be different. And it's this forearm that's turning. And it stays straight, pretty straight. And then it bends when it comes back, when you shift back and turn. Nice, yes. It's already palm up then. Yeah. So you don't have to add that to it. And Dorothy, remember that's good, but remember that it's this that's turning, and then it just sort of flattens. So I want you to think your forearm is turning and it sort of flattens. Nice. So ultimately you want this beautiful shape, because we all love that beautiful shape, right? So you go from this beautiful curve. It's actually this. It's from this very steep, beautiful curve to you're turning, and very gradually it becomes this one. Nice. So you'll be picking that up. Most of you have just picked that up without me ever mentioning it all of the time we're making these changes between curves that look like this and curves that look like this, right? It's like we're doing it all the time, all of us. And you have nice body shapes, every last one of you. But we have these different shapes, and sometimes there we are, and we're changing it, right? And it's all very smooth. And what I want you to realize, what is driving this? It's your turn that's moving your body and your torso, but it's also, it's moving, it's helping to give a swing to the arm, and you're allowing it to put that energy into your forearm. And then you're allowing a little of it into your wrist. But I want you to think of it as going from the center of you, right, that's turning, to your forearm, kind of out to your forearm, and from your forearm to the wrist. So here is the other thing that you want to watch for. Nice. That looks really nice, Erlyn. Very smooth. Yes.
So when you're in your single whip and you go to turn, you're doing that, and you're getting energy into this arm. Is it coming from your turning leg or your back? Where's it coming from the ground up?
You always ask such wonderfully difficult questions. So you are, it's like you're empty and full. You are shifting. You are shifting and turning. You're not transmitting energy. You're using the potential energy and the actual energy that you have. So you can get yourself turning. That's going to be my answer.
It's
for now.
It's confusing when you have part of your foot up and you're kind of using it to move yourself to figure out where that's coming from.
Well, I don't feel it coming from the foot. I feel that I'm mostly on this leg at this point, right? So I really shift. So I'm like, I don't know, at least 80% on that leg as I come around.
Your back leg?
If I don't, and then I come back towards the center a little bit. If I don't, I personally have a very hard time getting this foot all the way around. I get it only about this far. If I only come this far, see, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's too heavy. I don't know, it's too heavy. Or maybe it's just the way I'm built. So I'm not saying it's going to be true for other people.
Well, when I did it right after you made that comment about coming from the ground, that I did feel it in the back leg, but I just thought it was odd because it's like maybe. Anyway, okay.
Got it. See how you do it. See what feels right. That's usually right. And I'll think about this when I'm doing it this week too, when I'm practicing. So I want to talk about one other thing that I saw today when I looked at it. So as Nancy Lucero would say, we don't flip any people off here in our Tai Chi. And what she means, we don't do this, right? Like, right? No, that would be rude. We don't do that, right? We don't do that. So when we are doing, you want to carry this notion of turning your body, letting it turn, let your forearm be fully, think of yourself here. Think of yourself as we're going to go into right ward off here. So you just can look over your shoulder at me, right? Look over your shoulder at me. So I want you to think like you're a machine. As you turn to the right, this part of your machine is going to rotate like this a little of that is going to go into this hand to eventually come up again. So you get that, right? And it's going to rotate this arm too. So just think of yourself kind of like a machine, right? Except you're an elegant Tai Chi machine. So we're going to turn to the right. You see how it's all smooth. And then of course we could come back, right? But we're just going to do that far. So from right ward off, you start turning, 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 turning. It's smooth the whole way. Okay? So not all of us have that when we're doing it. We turn some and then oops, I forgot, and we and we sort of flip off at the end, right? And we do it up here. But it should look very smooth. And don't forget, it's really set here. Did you see how set that is? That's really set at the end. That setting helps this point of contact be really strong so that when we're catching somebody here and rolling back, it's strong. So let me see that. Okay, be that machine. It's your forearm, nice, much better, Dorothy. Yes, Erlyn, that's good. Yeah, Michael, better. See if you can get it all the way in the end. It feels like you only go about this far. You want it to go sort of, don't just go to here. Feel like you've sort of palmed out to the corner. Palm out to the corner. Yeah. You're gonna set that hand. That hand is gonna set, if you can. Not all of us can. See how my hand looks really out, and so it's gonna. Yeah.
Is your right hand pointing to the right corner then?
So if I were doing it like this, right? So towards you becomes my, let's check that out. So here I am. So towards you now becomes the corner, right? Pretty much.
Okay.
I realize that's not the direction we do it in, right? But I'm just trying to
then you're going back to the left corner. You go from right corner to the left corner.
Yes. So to do it in this direction, for rollback, right? I'm out to the corner. It's not quite the corner, but it's corner. It's mostly corner. And my chest is square. And then back. And when I'm done, my hand's just about, look at this, my hand's just about to the wall because I'm past the corner with my body. Do you see that? The corner would be here. I'm past the corner because my weight's very far back. I have 30% on the front foot. This is a case in which the bow step is 30-70. Okay, 70 in the back. All right, I want to tell you the next move. So, oh my goodness, we've had a good time, but I want to do at least one new move. Any other questions on these tips? If you've got a question, now's the time. Okay, all right. So I want to go back to where we stopped. So this move is pretty simple. The next one may or may not be simple. We'll see what we can get done. All right, we have a little bit of time. So I just want to show you, I'm going to show you this way. So we were in single whip, right? And we did high pad on horse. right? We did high pat on horse. We're going to take our weight back fully on our back foot. And we are not going to rock back on our heel or anything. We're just going to like empty that front foot, pick it up, step to the left for a bow step. And then as we come forward, this left hand is going to scoot up, and the right hand is going to come down on a diagonal. Yes. And it's going to look like it's shuttling. So what are you doing here? Remember when we were doing high pat on horse? Like we're grabbing and pulling somebody into us as we hit them like in the throat, right? Right? Well, it didn't work. And they grabbed us or something. I'm trying to remember what, but we are able to grab them, I guess. And I need to find that out more precisely for you. Step out, and then I'm going to pull them into me, and at least make them flinch, if not poke their eyes. Okay? So this is a palm thrust. Nicer, Lynn. So I'm going to do it this way. So let's just, I can kind of watch you folks too. Let's practice the shoot. Whatever the first move is. It's catching, Michael. We're going to come back. Bring our left foot in, ball touch, and forward, right? Nice. That's how we've always done it. Now, shift fully back. Left foot goes out for a bow stance. Right hand, imagine you've grabbed. Left hand, I don't know if you can see this, is going to kind of shoot up a little to get out of the way. It's going to shoot up and then out right over that arm as it comes in. And look, it's right underneath. Nice, Michael. It's right underneath your arm. Yes, good correction. Okay, so let's do it again. High pat on horse. That's that movement. And shift back, open the hook, rotate the left arm, come over and ball touch. 30% forward. Notice that I also turned square when I did that. And I've got this sort of razor edge along my right side of my my hand. Then I'm going to shift my weight back. I do this, just bend I can do this easily. Just bend my knee a little more. Pick up my left foot, put it down heel to root, and then all at once, heel, ball, toe, bend, knee as I shoot forward. Yes, or Lynn.
Okay, I'm interested in the handshakes for after your left arm has come up, like right then, and what these hand shapes are doing here, like throughout that portion, the last portion of it.
Okay, the last portion of it. Okay, so let's get closer to it, right?
Just stepped out, then your hand shapes, yeah.
So we're here, right? Okay, so the hand shapes aren't changing a lot. We're coming back, we're here. What changes is I'm going to See, I'm going to tip this hand up to change the angle. Do you see how that's happening? I'm not so much bending my elbow as I am bringing my arm a little forward, right? I'm starting the forward move. So as I start to put weight on it and start to fill that left foot and open, I'm also coming up, right? And this arm's coming diagonally back. Okay, so it's not, it's already, it's here, right? Right, we're here. We're here. So it's this. I don't know, I never thought about that, but see how it's coming sharper, more sharply up. And I don't want to close this off, but I have to, it gets pretty close and then it comes out.
So it's the fingertips are going to point up, you're rotating the arm. And then when it comes out, it doesn't like go up and over. It just kind of goes out.
Ideally,
Okay.
yes. It shoots.
Okay.
I've watched Master Young on this, and it's like, so it was here. So you've got to do this, and then when you straighten it, with luck, there's very little. It's not like you're, oh, I got to get this one out of the way, and it has to scoop way down, right?
Okay. And the right hand is coming from the the edge, and then it's just coming straight back. Is it rotating to be a little more flat at all as it comes under the arm to its final position?
I mean, if it is, I don't have to do it consciously.
Okay.
Just think about the fact, I think that it's a natural movement. If I mean, as unnatural as all of this is, if you say I didn't get the strike in, the strike was here, I didn't get the strike in, you're not going to change your hand position, but it's now somehow a grab, right? You're now pulling in and pulling in, and the idea is you're getting to their eyes. So, I mean, in a perfect world, it's not going to be, I mean, in a real world, it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
You're training mostly the coordination of that didn't work. What do I do now? Right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I think we're going to practice this a couple of times, right? And I want to also, so let's do it from here. And maybe I will be a good model and then I will watch you do it, okay? So we're gonna do our high pat on horse. And then we're gonna shift back over to a heel touch and palm thrust. So Nancy Lucero counts this. Sometimes she talks about a count. It's a 1, 2. It's just two things. So you were here and you go here, then you come back and then you go forward. So, yes.
And fingertips are what, nose height or something when you're done?
Eye height.
Eye height. Okay.
I always assume your opponent is sort of your height. Yeah. Yes, you probably pulled them in and down, so it could be lower, but that's the way we do it. So I will watch you do it for a second. Okay, let's go through, let's do it from here. I know you won't be able to see it, but I want you to be able to see the footwork. So from here, shifting back opening. I'm sorry. What am I doing? Open, shift, and strike. Okay, from here, shift back, step out with the heel, execute. Okay, so just wanted you to have a picture of that. So from here, right arm is out, left arm is here. Nice. Actually, Dorothy, it's here. It's here. It's like, because we've come in like this with that hand. So yes, that's it. That's it. So left arm is there. And we're 30% on the front foot in an empty stance. We're going to shift back, empty that left leg, over for a bow step, root with the heel, and then tip those fingers up, heel ball toe. Nice. And this, you know how I learned this was I just sort of slid it down the bottom of my arm. You know, eventually you can aim better, but you know, I just sort of slid it down the bottom of my arm. So let's do the whole thing. Opening, coming back, high pat on horse. Remember, when you did this, your chest came square. Then we're going to come back, step out. Now our chest's going to go to the right. Getting there. All right. All right. Well, yes, Erlyn.
Okay, yeah, chest going to the right at the end. You're no longer square going at them. You're reaching, kind of reaching to them, or are you your chest square to the wall where your arm is sticking out?
Oh, sorry, you're to the corner at the when you're done. So from here.
Yeah.
From here, my chest is square here. I come over like this, and then I'm going to power this way. So
Okay.
I can't, because my arm is here, I can't completely turn, but it's kind of like, yeah, you know, more than straight, less than corner.
Yep. Yeah.
That's how I end up. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And you're in a regular bow step. So it's you've got this line. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We have a little time left. We were talking about empty and full earlier. So why don't we do, and we've talked about a rollback, right? So why don't we do grasp the bird's tail, to cloud hands, to high pat on horse, to palm thrust. Okay, and I will call it. So we're gonna do, so we're in, I think, yeah, we're just gonna go from right ward off. So our right foot is forward. And our right arm is up. That's right ward off. And roll back. Remember how we're doing that. No flipping anybody off. And press. Push. Single whip. cloud hands. 1, 2, 3. Stepping to the corner. And single whip. High pat on horse. To palm thrust. All right. Well, everybody looked like they got there in the end. Any final questions? All right. Let's close class. Thank you, everyone.